Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us today for our home selling course. We wanted to talk a little bit about dumpsters. So could you let us know who you are?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Michelle. I am Julie Paradise with Been There, Dump That. And we rent residential friendly dumpsters for people. A lot of our customers are actually getting their house ready to put on the market. So thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so how do I decide if I need a dumpster?
Well, generally speaking, everybody needs one when they're moving because everybody has saved up stuff or accumulated things over the years. And think about your new space and how your current things are going to fit into your new space. Whether you're downsizing or if you're getting a bigger home, there's going to be certain items that you don't want to move along with you because it's just not your style anymore, maybe not your taste, or it's just time to declutter. So, thinking about renting a dumpster, think about if you get to your new home and you've moved all of this stuff. And let's face it, moving is a big deal. But now you're doing that physically, you're doing that move when for items that you don't need anymore. It's better to get rid of it before the move.
Okay, so what can I put in a dumpster? You had mentioned, some things you want to throw in the dumpster and other things you maybe want to do something else with. How do you figure out what you can put in there?
Well, you can put just about anything in a dumpster. The only things that cannot go in would be hazardous waste, liquids, heavy masonry items, unruly kids, ex-spouses. I'm kidding, of course, but those are the things that can't go in. There are certain things that can certainly go in, but they may have recycle fees. And we can provide the full list. But what we see most often, it's a short list, but the most common things are mattresses, TVs, and air conditioners. Those things can go into the dumpster, but they have a recycle fee.
Okay, and how do you figure out what size you need?
Well, actually, I've got a good graphic, if you don't mind my sharing it.
Sure.
Let me pull that up. I think I can get that fairly quickly. Oh, okay, so this graphic right here, this will help decide what size dumpster you might need. Of course, if you call the office, we can give personal advice. But these are the basic sizes we have. And for a move, the 4 yards probably too small. Basically, a 10 yard, a 15 yard, or a 20 yard will be the right size. And my rule of thumb that I advise is the number of years that you've been in your home is probably the size dumpster you need. So if you've been in your home for 10 years, you might need a 10 yard dumpster. 15 years, the 15 yard. One of our customers we had a couple of years ago, she was actually in her home for 60 years. And she was textbook. She actually rented 3 20 yard dumpsters. And this other part on here kind of gives you a way to think about how much will fit in a dumpster. So just to use that 20 yard again, a 20 yard dumpster will hold 8 pickup truck loads full. So I think that gives people a easy way to think about what size dumpster they need.
Okay, and can you fill it above the top of it? Can it be like overflowing? Does it have to stop at the top of the dumpster or what?
Level load. So what that means is
Okay.
everything has to fit within the walls of the dumpster. And that allows us to tarp it safely. So when we're driving down the road, nothing comes flying out. We want to follow the safety regulations, rules of the road. So right to the top is fine.
Okay, that makes sense. And you had mentioned recycling fees. And so what happens to all the stuff that I put in the dumpster?
Great question. So everything that goes into the dumpster does get recycled. We only use transfer stations. We don't have dumps or landfills. So you don't have to worry about your trash adding to a growing mountain of trash that's out there with seagulls flying around. We don't do that. Everything gets recycled. It's just that certain items have an extra recycle fee because they have to be broken down, or Freon has to be taken out of them if it's a refrigerator or an air conditioner. But rest assured, it's all being taken care of properly.
And what's a transfer station as opposed
Oh,
to
well,
just a landfill?
as opposed to a landfill. So a landfill or a dump is literally you're dumping your stuff and it gets covered over with grass or dirt or whatever, and it just keeps growing bigger and bigger. A transfer station will sort everything by material and transfer it out to the next place where it can get recycled, reused, made into something else. And if it's absolutely not recyclable, it will get burned off and recycled that way, because the energy from it being burned goes back into other energy forms. I don't know like all the details, but that's kind of the cycle of the recycle.
Okay. And what if I can't lift the stuff into the dumpster? I just need some help moving it. Is there someone that can help me do that?
Yeah, we do partner with a company that will provide the labor. So, we can take a look at the job size, and so you might only need labor for a half a day or a day to get some of the bigger items. You can have a dumpster on site for a whole week. That'll save you some money. So the labor can come out for part of it, and you can do the smaller stuff yourself. But we definitely can advise. The dumpsters have double back doors, so you don't have to worry about throwing things over the edge. Walk-in loading is very convenient, but if you do need that extra helping hand, we can definitely set that up.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a pretty convenient thing to use, a dumpster.
It really is. It's
Okay,
convenient, it's economical. But I know when people are moving, they don't automatically want to throw everything into a dumpster. So we advise people to sort things into different piles. There are things you're definitely going to want to take with you. There are things that are in great shape, but they may not fit your new lifestyle or your new house space. So put that in a donation pile, and we have lots of ways to refer you to different donation organizations. And then the other pile would be, well, actually, there could be 4 piles. So you might have a pile that you're going to put into storage for a while until you do need it, or maybe it's for your kids or whatnot. And then the fourth pile would be what's going to go into the dumpster. So I think that might help people wrap their minds around this huge task that they have in front of them. It can feel pretty overwhelming. I know when you're getting ready to move, you don't know where to start sometimes. So, just think about things in chunks, buckets, piles, those 4 different piles.
okay. Well, thank you so much, Julie, for giving us some insight. Is there anything that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Well, not really. I think I wish everyone good luck with their move. I have been there and done that several times myself. I know it can be overwhelming, and I'm glad that you have professionals like Michelle to help out with that process.
All right. Thanks again, Julie.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.